No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And guys, never say that I don't give you what you want. You've all been talking about it. You all want to hear it. I got the one and only Lena The Plug, my wife, on the podcast to talk about recent events.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ty here with another episode of Contentious Conversations. Let me bring this mic in a little bit closer so that my audio quality is top notch. Let's go. So as you can see from the intro roll, Lena the Plug, ADAM22's wife, has rolled into the No Jumper studio to give everybody an account on whether her husband is the CUC. All right, let's dive in, boys and girls. Let's dive right in. Let's go. All right.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And guys, never say that I don't give you what you want. You've all been talking about it. You all want to hear it. I got the one and only Lena The Plug, my wife, on the podcast to talk about recent events.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking about how I'd probably never come on the podcast again, but if I've another guy, so now I'm allowed to come on the podcast.
You thought you were never going to come on the podcast again?
I mean, it's just no one wants the Lena the Plug interview, but then I someone else, and now it's oh, she needs an interview.
Okay, you did an adult scene with someone else.
I mean, but it's
So she's saying she's so uninteresting that she never usually gets a chance to be on, but all of a sudden she might just be doing all this for attention. So let's listen in, y'all.
And when I think about it, I'm okay, cool.
Well, when you were in your mom TikTok era, probably that wasn't going to be the thing that made me okay, let's get her on. I had you on here a year and a half ago with Flacco.
Yeah, I can't remember why we did that.
Just give you a little press.
Yeah.
Get some stuff out there.
I'd feel more comfortable if he was here. I feel really uncomfortable with the fact that it's just you and I, and we're going to talk about this in front of my brother-in-law, Josh.
He's not paying attention. He's not even in here.
Oh, he left.
No,
Thank God. I was
Donnie.
Josh is in here.
Don't put Josh on blast.
I just feel uncomfortable.
No, but this might actually.
Oh, you know what everybody's thinking. Josh could probably get a piece.
Actually be the first time that you and I have been on this podcast together, just you and I, right?
Yeah, it is the first time.
That's great.
Also, we got married.
We did get married.
That didn't constitute me coming on here, but this event did.
It seems like an afterthought. After
Yeah, you get married, y'all don't come on the show. No announcement. Y'all put a little Instagram. She goes and smashes 6'2", come on, bro.
last week.
Yeah.
Not actually, but in terms of content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even really talk about the marriage that much on here because it just seemed like it was so nice. It was great. The
Do
honeymoon
you feel
was great.
different? Because everyone's do you feel different now? I'm absolutely not. It's it's the exact same.
We made it official. We had a nice party with the friends and family and everything.
Went on the honeymoon.
But it's it's not like the rules changed. It's not we're going to do things differently now.
No,
we're married.
we already had the house, the kid.
Yeah, no. We're not going to do things different, guys. Guys, we're not going to do anything different. We're just going to start sleeping with other people. That's how great marriages start. We do all the I do's. You get the kid, you get the house, and then the extra people come into your marriage.
Yeah, we did most of the serious stuff in advance.
The marriage was all right, I guess we should just do this too. Let's finish up. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I guess. This is the first thing that I thought might be useful for us to lay out. Let's lay out the chronological order of how the idea of you even working with other people became a thing, because I have a memory of maybe 6 months ago where you said something like, do you really think that we're going to go our whole lives without ever sleeping with other people? And in the context of I I think we were talking about swinging at first.
Yeah, I mean, because people don't really know this about you and I, but you just mentioned it on the podcast, so now I can talk about it. That we had a threesome early in our relationship with another guy, and that was just like, we went out, we partied, we had like a really fun, hot sexual experience, and we were always kind of down for like a little bit of freaky things, you know?
There was like 2 or 3 other people in the
Like,
room
just watching us.
who like were not there to see us, but they just happened to be in the room because we're all just hanging out. This was back in the Adam and Lena party era that didn't really last that long. And at that time, to be totally honest, you were pretty much a random girl to me.
Yeah.
We didn't have any kind of like emotional connection. Oh my God.
That's where we were in our lives. We went to emo night, okay?
Shout out emo night. And I've always been somebody who, throughout my life, there's been a bunch of different times where me and my homie might a girl together. Always enjoyed it with you that night. But then once we started to actually get closer and closer to like dating, it became like, no, we're not talking about that anymore.
We literally never talked about it again. And then you talked about it on the podcast.
We maybe didn't talk about it for like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
I mean, also my friend went on to date the guy for a really long time, so that's probably also why we didn't talk about it.
That is a good point, yeah.
But like, okay, when I think about that version of us and the version of us that is,
Well, okay, let me stop them for a second. So it seems like this is normal to them, right? Like, so everybody getting up in arms. This is something that they've done in their relationship in the past. So like now it kind of takes like all the sting out of it, like all the like, you would just let your wife. Oh, he's already been doing this for a while, so this is something that they're not strangers to, and and I think everybody's next question was like, is Adam gonna start doing like gay content? Like, I think that everybody's like, he's willing to do anything. This man has no morals whatsoever, and I think that's like the everybody's next logical step is like, all right, we're gonna run a train, or we're gonna do a GB scene with a bunch of dudes or something, so it's a weird place for them to be in right now, because now they're getting a lot of notoriety from it, something that they apparently have been doing in private for a long time. So I think I'm at the point where it's like, let these people live their life. Like, this is what they want to do, more power to them. It's not my cup of tea. I would never in my life, no. But this is how they live their life. This is what they find interesting. This is what they do. This is what their subscribers like. This is what their fans like. And America, you can do this as long as these people, like I said, as long as they're consenting adults. It's America. Let them do what they want.
into sex and likes to try fun and new experiences, I was just like, are we really never gonna have an experience like that even off camera ever again?
And what spurred that conversation, I think,
which is what I said, is like, they've done it before
on Plug Talk, where either they were into the swinging thing or they just did with other people separately and stuff, and slowly it started.
See, the thing is, if that's what you surround yourself with, if that's the lifestyle that you're in, like you're for you, it's like a handshake, doing things like that, right? But for regular normie people, it's not. And filming it definitely isn't.
Seem like, well, maybe this rule is kind of arbitrary.
Well, I think for us, it was also seeing those couples and seeing how turned on they got by having those sexual experiences with other people, which we had a lot in our relationship. When we would bring girls in, like, I would be so much more into you after and you'd be into me. It was like seeing your partner enjoying someone else's hot, it turns you on. So it's like, I feel like that is sort of like worn off for me because I've just gotten so used to it a little bit.
Exactly. That is the problem with us. Yeah.
Like, what I feel like you would think it's hot.
See, like, and that's the thing. It's like the problem with the boundary, right? The problem with when you, like, I've said that pretty much on every episode, which is once you start doing morally compromising things, even if it's just a little thing, right? That little thing doesn't change your character wholly, right? It's the repetitiveness that you do it in, right? You do a little thing here, a little thing there. You push the line here, you push the boundary there. You're like, yeah, I can do this. So you're desensitizing yourself to things that you usually wouldn't, gravitate towards. But because you're around it all the time, you're looking at it, you're seeing it, you're working in it, That's who you know. That's what they do. That's where you hang out. That's where you party. That's where you're drinking. But I think black folks have a saying. You sit in the you sit at the barber salon long enough, and you're bound to get a haircut. In the sense that if you're hanging around it, you're being around it, you're thinking about it, you're gonna do it. That's what you're around, right? And that's what they've been around. That's what they've been cultured to. So that's more power to them. That's how they want to live their life. Like he said, they've made way more money than he had ever even expected from the pre-sales. That what he originally projected is getting blown out of the water. So, like I said, hopefully they make good financial investments because this is going to make it tough. Because when you were doing it in private and nobody knew about it, that was one thing, right? You could be anonymous, you can be like, but now there's going to be videotape. It's going to be shared worldwide. It's not only shared, it's like news. It's like news. It's like, for some reason, this is like big, captivating news. I'm reporting on it, right? It's such a big, eye-catching story that now, oh my God, she finally speaks. Nobody's heard from her. She hasn't been on No Jumper. She's finally speaking. And this is what she has to say. Let's continue.
Watch me have sex with someone else because we already know you think it's hot. We did it once.
But that was like my dick is in your mouth and he's in your vagina.
Yeah, I'm not saying you DP'd me, but
right. But I'm just saying it's not like I was sitting in the corner because there's a whole narrative.
Okay, I don't think you're a cuck. Are you gonna go with this?
Well, it does seem kind of stupid to deny.
Okay, so there's the cuck thing is different because cucks are supposed to be weak and they want to be made to feel lesser, and I don't.
If this is like that, this is his biggest qualm, I think, with it. And I think it's this narrative that he's the cuck word. That word right there. Right? That's his biggest fear, is that's the one thing that everybody's calling him that is, that's kind of getting under his skin, right? But here's the thing. Here's how I would explain it to you. I don't think people are using it in the term as in you're doing what those people actually do, because what it is what they explain is you stand in the corner as the husband or something, and another man does things to your woman, and it's more power to y'all. If that's how y'all get down. It's more power to y'all. But what the problem is that people are essentially using that as a euphemism for calling you a bitch. I think that's the best way I can explain it is they're not saying you're an actual that's not what you did, but bro, letting your wife get smashed by another woman while you were you were home knitting, you're oh, my wife is that's bitch made, yo, you a bitch, son. That's what people think. That's why people are saying that's the more PC of saying that's what you are. All right, so I think that's what people are getting to with that. Let's continue. I mean, if I'm wrong, I just, because obviously, by the definition, what he did wasn't that. But I think people are using that word as to replace the word bitch. Yo, that's you know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, you a bitch.
I don't think that that's you. I think that there's the more swinging side of things where it's you are turned on by your wife enjoying someone, and then she comes back to you, and you guys enjoy your own personal sexual experiences more with each other.
Oh no, what? Ew, no. You enjoy my, bro. I don't know how that makes anybody feel good. It makes me want to strangle somebody. Yo, what? You enjoyed what? Are you crazy? Are you mad? Are you? Oh, no. Did you hear what she just said? She said, oh.
You are turned on by your wife enjoying someone, and then she comes back to you, and you guys enjoy your own personal sexual experiences more with each other because she did that.
Right. But I mean, you have barely even done the thing that you're kind of inferring, which is me going and fucking another girl and then just telling you about it. Because the one time, I think it was only one time on Plug Talk where you woke up and you were sick as a dog, and so you couldn't you couldn't come to set that day, but it was a girl. Shout out Alva J. Everybody sign up on onlyplugtalk.com.
Everyone thinks I have beef with her now because she did this. I don't care.
No. Onlyplugtalk.com if you want to see the scene. But me and Alva J, we did a scene while you were at home, sick as a dog.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to see it afterwards. You were actually a little...
before you left the house, I was in bed. I remember I was like, okay, go do the scene. Don't tell me how it went when you come back. And I don't want to see any clips from it. Yeah.
Which is interesting because when you came back from doing this scene the other day, I wanted to hear about it. And
a lot.
I wanted to know what I was going to find out. I wanted to know, like, what's the most extreme thing that happened? How did it play out? That's more like...
Ooh, my boy, you do not want to blow by blow you don't want no blow by blow. No, that is not what you don't want that. You don't want that for yourself. Don't ask for no. You're gonna get it. They're gonna send it to you. The internet is relentless. The internet. Right. This is tough. This is tough to watch, but it's still entertaining, and that's why we're here. We're here to laugh, y'all. If y'all not laughing at this, like, yo, this is funny stuff to me. Like, I don't know. If y'all don't think this is funny, I don't know. You know, you're not watching the same thing I'm watching, but this is hilarious.
Me wanting to, like, manage whatever the fallout might have been, more so than, like, trying to avoid, I don't know, like, why did you not want to see
text Adam
it?
after the scene. I don't even tell him the scene's done. I'm just like, do you want anything from Dave's Hot Fried Chicken? I just like,
she got you some chicken and waffles, nigga. She brought this nigga the blackest thing she could bring. It must be Black History Month somewhere, bro. This is crazy. You did not bring this man back some chicken. She brought him back some fried chicken. He probably was like, yeah, I know this little spot.
act like it didn't happen.
That is true, yeah. But okay, so we've had, I don't know, maybe 200 threesomes over the year. That was our rough estimate. Maybe like almost 100 on.
Yo, can we not get over the fact that she brought this man back some fried chicken after my man had donkey dong?
Plug talk plus a bunch of private, yeah. But okay, so we've had, I don't know, maybe 200 threesomes over the year. That was our rough estimate. Maybe like almost 100 on plug talk plus a bunch in our private life plus a bunch for your OnlyFans. And yeah, I don't know. Over time, we did just kind of start to sort of have that conversation. And at first,
yeah, which the problem is you get numb to it, right? You do it if you're doing it 200, 300 times. There's nothing novel about it. That's just regular at that point, my dude. So like you just you're desensitizing yourself to those kind of things, right? Like
we considered the idea of like swinging on camera, and then that kind of seemed.
And you always suggested guys I would never want to fuck.
Yeah, that probably
was always unfair trade.
Intentional on my part. Yeah, probably. But
yeah, there's a reason, you joker, dude. The problem is like this guy is going through copium right now. Like the amount of copium that my man Adam is going through right now. Ooh, epic levels of copium right now. And he's trying to deal with the fact that his wife, she ain't into it no more, bro. She went to the wild side, brought you back some chicken. She got some chicken and dick and oh man, probably had a couple pieces. He was like, and he brought me white meat. You know, like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Like, it just kind of seemed like, well, if you are going to do it for the first time, we should roll it out in a way that actually is as exciting as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I was never really thinking about like a rollout per se. And then I also, like, I knew it was going to be a big deal just because, you know, outside of you, I have a pretty big adult fan audience, and they literally every single comment on anything I post is like, do a scene with the BBC, do a scene with whatever, this person, blacked, whatever. So I knew that my fans were going to be excited, but And I knew that the wedding thing was going to be a factor because it's like, why all of a sudden after you get married? But I didn't think it was going to be this big.
But it's weird because we had been talking about it before.
Why is a woman who just got married getting piped down by a random black guy a big deal? I don't know. Because it sounds crazy. You sound crazy if you told somebody that's what you did.
For the wedding, and sort of like, you know, the idea was in the air, even though we hadn't made a hard decision on.
It was weird because that's the message I sent to Jason. I was like, hey, I'm going to get married and on my honeymoon, but when I come back, we should shoot.
Right.
And he was like, okay.
All right, so you see it. We just hit 500K.
All right. All right. So yeah. It's pretty safe to say these people. All right, sorry about that glitch. All right, it's safe to say that these people, they don't care. They don't care about any of this. This doesn't really this is just content and money for them. And you know, I don't think what the truth is. Nobody ever said, "Hey, you know, getting money was wrong" or something like that, but it's just how you do it. You know, it's funny, right? It's funny to, you know, call him whatever, but it's their choice. They're Americans. They can do whatever they want, and it's their right to capitalize on it, right? As long as there are simps out there willing to pay for this kind of content, then it's gonna sell. That's the reality of it. That's my conclusion to the matter. And yeah, actually, you know what? If you want to do something about this, if you are just in your heart of hearts, know that you should be doing something about this, then you should go ahead and sign my petition. Because it's not like, you know, I'd be petty and ridiculous enough to make a petition for no apparent reason, just to see what I would get. And I wonder what the petition's at right now. Let's try to reload it. All right. Come on, petition. Let's see where this petition is. Let's go. I'm pretty sure it has zero. If it got 1, I would be surprised. Like there's no way anybody would sign this petition. Is my ultimate. There's no way anybody would sign this. Petition is to get people to sign it so that Adam doesn't release it. So I wonder if anybody will sign it. Let me see, where are my tweets? Okay. So this is obviously doing numbers. And you guys should check it out because it's got a whopping 1 signature. So I need you guys to go on there right now. We need to save ADAM22 from himself, right? We need to save ADAM22 from himself. Here are 10 reasons why he should not let this thing be released. All right. Awkward introduction. Introducing your wife's boyfriend to friends and family could create some seriously uncomfortable moments at social gatherings, guys. So that's a huge reason why he should definitely not get this thing released. Who's gonna do the chores, right? Who takes out the trash? Does he do the dishes? Who mows the lawn? What if it's like, yo, Jason's like, yo, I'm finna mow the lawn, and then Adam's like, yo, but my lawnmower is a riding mower. Who gets to do it? You know, do they just measure and then see? You don't know. You don't know these things, right? You don't know these things. So go ahead, read these, sign the petition if you want, add your own reasons why he should not release this if you feel so inclined. If you don't, hey, more power to you. It's time. It's contentious conversations. Trust me, this stuff is just funny. It's just funny. I don't know how to tell you. It's just funny. But yeah, let's do this, fellas. Let's save ADAM22 from himself. For men everywhere, no man should have to watch his wife get destroyed by this guy, potentially this guy. Gosh, it must be a tough day in the 22 household. You might need to reduce it. You ADAM21 now, because he took one from you. You're gonna have to take you. Is now he's officially ADAM21 because they took one from you, bro. They took one. That man took one from you, bro. It's over with. Oof. All right, y'all. It's your boy Ty's Contentious Conversations.